So quickly, everything we do is ozone safe, ozone friendly, all validated by UL and CARB. CARB is the California Bureau of CARB. It's the California Institute that says whether products are safe in the air. It's the tightest, most stringent standard globally, so we comply with that. These are the various products. We've got products for ducts, HVAC units, high wall units, ceiling mounted fan coils, whatever the type of air conditioning system you have in place or combination thereof. It could be a rooftop unit to bring fresh air into a ceiling void, the ceiling mounted FCU, basically using that to deliver air to the room. There's a solution there. This is the product that is designed to fit into the duct. Cut a small hole in the duct, put the product in. Sometimes you need 2 of them, 4 of them, depending on the CFM or the cubic meter per hour within the duct. This is called our 7000 series. This is one that's designed to go directly into the air handler. So if you've got an air handler and the airspeed is obviously lower in an air handler than in the duct, say it's 2.5 meters per second or less, you would put this bar product would fit directly across the width of the duct before the cooler, for example. This then is a very small unit. It's in an inch. So Plasma Air is an American company that was acquired by an Irish company 5 to 6 years ago. We still talk in things in inches and CFM. So apologies. I've got to think in metric and CFM. Anyway, this is about 1 inch wide. It is designed to fit directly into a fan coil unit. Typically, you would put it in the air input into the motor, the impeller, where the speed is maximum. That delivers the highest quantity of ions into space.
He is presently serving as a team lead on the technical assistance program focused on building disease resilient, intelligent, energy efficient air conditioning systems for developing member countries by Asian Development Bank. He is going to speak on measuring indoor air quality inside our buildings, which is the first step to improve the building design and its operational practices. This presentation aims to support the building professionals in getting acquainted with the measurement instruments and learning about the pragmatic considerations for monitoring IAQ in buildings.
So why IAQ in building is important, I think I understand Dr. Priyanka covered that, but it's important for health, comfort and well-being of occupants. So it leads to, if you have poor indoor air quality, it leads to sick people syndrome, reduces productivity, and there are enough evidences in the literature now which indicates that it affects the cognitive ability of people who are working. So I often say in my classes that if you are sleeping and you are not able to absorb what I'm saying, it's not because of my way of teaching, but because of the indoor environment quality. So it gives a way to professors, to say this is a bad design of the building. And if you have a high level of pollutants that you get exposed for a longer duration of time, for a sustained period, it can lead to a significant adverse health effect, especially in terms of the respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. These are the 2 areas where significant concerns have been raised. I think in past presentations also we have seen that. The resolution is different than accuracy. Often what I find when we are talking about sensors, indoor air quality or other sensors, if you can see on the screen 0.0001, people think that's my accuracy of the sensor. That's the resolution. That means if you are seeing that you can go up to 25.0001, but the sensor accuracy is usually much lower. So accuracy and resolution are different. Resolution is just what is being displayed. And it gives you a sometimes false sense of accuracy. That if you can display it for 0001 dB, you think that that's the level that you can measure. Same with the particulate matters as well. So resolution is just a display. It has no other relevance or
They are the lungs of our building. We breathe in through them and breathe out through them. The return air comes from there and we supply it from there. An area which is ignored quite a bit because it's out of sight. Now, what are the consequences and what could happen with it is something which we'll be talking about. When you should do it, why you should do it, and what are the risks, how you should do it. what are the right questions you need to ask? When a contractor comes to you and tells you that I'm going to clean your duct, what are the questions you need to ask? What are the precautions you need to take? Nothing is safe. Everything you do in a building has a risk element. So how to cover that risk? So that's what we're going to talk about. Indoor air quality, now we've been talking about it all day. We said the temperature is something that affects us immediately. Humidity affects us immediately. We're talking about ventilation. Now the AHU duct system is the source from where we do the ventilation. Then there are biological contaminants inside the building. Then you have filtration systems also in place to protect dust from going to the duct system. But they don't catch 100%. If you go to your office and for 2 days if your table is not clean, there's a level of dust on it. And it's airborne dust. ज़मीन से dust तो अपने आप तो नहीं आया table पे, वो तो हवा में था उड़ रहा था. Now you've got a return air system which is taking the same dust through your AHU, through your filtration, and might be the most finest of the dust, which is the most dangerous to us, which is breathable, passes through the filters, the coils, and goes into the duct system. And everybody said that how indoor air can be worse than outside. What comes into the building never goes out. It stays inside. It accumulates further and further and further. Now, if you don't put some sort of protocol where you try and clean up some of that accumulated debris, dirt, dust, which forms the food source for any microbuilder. A buildup of just 0.042 inches of dirt on a heating or a cooling coil can result in decrease in efficiency of 21%. Okay, before it goes to duct, it goes to the filters and coils. 21% is a lot of money. Like I said earlier, the hotel was running the ACs at 21 degrees or 19 degrees because the smell of mold was coming. Because its filters and coils and the air handling system and the ducts were contaminated. 1 out of every 6 people who suffer from allergies. Asthma is a very common. Bachcho ke saath common. Dr. Priya spoke about children getting affected. And in offices, you'll find some people are all right. Some people sweater पहन के नाक साफ करते रहते हैं. और ये अक्सर you find in many buildings. People in some corners sitting like this. A lot of these people get affected and they get ignored. And that's what something on IAQA audit we were talking about. They're being totally ignored. And if more than 20-25% people are in that condition, that building is abroad is declared as a sick building. 20% of illnesses are either caused by or aggravated by polluted indoor air. आपको सर्दी जुकाम जो होती है वो फाउल उसी से होती है, हवा से होती है. You sneeze, and if the environment is bad, it only aggravates. You have high particulate level.
So, very good afternoon, everyone. My name is Varun. I have been roped into being a part of the Indoor Air Quality Association India chapter from day one, thanks to our original founder of the organization, Richie Mittal in India. He was also on the board of IAQA in the United States. And once Richie decided he took on a larger role in ISHRE and ASHRE, he asked me to take on the India chapter director role, which I did for 1 or 2 years, and then now our good friend Sohail is taken on that role. Air quality must be done at all costs was his very simple answer, and this was, okay, there's one more slide about that. Sustainability was not just a buzzword for him, and it was a clear vision and value statement where he was concerned, this friend of mine. And it was very heartening to see that, right? Not many people have that kind of clarity of vision and thought when it comes to extras like this. We all think the sustainability and air quality is an extra cost. But for him, it wasn't just an extra cost. For him, it was vision. It was reality. I need to do this. We started off on air quality and we said, what all are we going to do? So first thing comes up, what everybody talks about, PM 2.5. And I remember the words I said to him at the time. I said, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Jaideep, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more to air pollution than just PM 2.5. And as much as he knew about the problems of air pollution, we had never really gotten to the depths of that conversation with he and I about other aspects of air pollution. So then we got deeper into carbon dioxide. In a conference room like this, I haven't got a meter today, I don't know if anybody does. I don't know if they have fresh air or not, and what the CO2 levels over here will be. There's what, close to 40 of us over here? Each
45.
one, 45 of us here. Each one breathing out 40,000 parts per million of carbon dioxide. 40,000 is what we are breathing out. Parts per million of carbon dioxide. Outdoor CO2, 407 parts per million, I think, is the global average.